First of all, it's the part of the job that's the really tough part of the job. But it's a situation we're in right now. So let me just kind of give you a couple things. First of all, you go back to the Matthew principle, right? In Matthew 18, right? In Matthew 18, it's like you go and you take somebody with you if you need to, and if you need to bring them to church. At some point, you may have to put them out of the church. And because as elders of the church, we kind of talk about what we do in three things. We talk about the doctrine, discipline, and discipleship, and direction of the church. And so the doctrine of the church is to protect what we believe God's called us to do. That's what one of the roles of the elders. And one of those elders is their roles is then in the area of discipline. And discipline is always for the purpose of restoration. Always. Always. And so because you can get caught up in a thing, you can be angry at somebody and they're an idiot and they won't repent. You get them out of here. Find somewhere else to go. You got a problem. You're an elder who's in a really bad place, right? So let me just go and kind of talk about some things we talked a little bit about last night. First of all is don't rush. Sometimes we think we got to get this off of our to-do list, right? And no, there's a process that can happen and should happen. Not negating, not neglecting, not refusing to deal with it, but we're going to deal with it in a way that we believe honors Christ, gives the person an opportunity to come to repentance, and maybe they need a week or two just to see what's going on in their life because they've been doing that thing or whatever it is for so long they become blinded to it. And so there can be time that's involved, and it doesn't necessarily all happen out of the elders. There can be other people who have a sphere of influence in that person's life, who have a stronger sphere of influence in the hopefully bringing to repentance and restoration than we would have. And so you leverage, use, help get those people involved in the process of being in that person's life, bringing truth and love to them, trying to help them see their sin, come to the place of repentance, because always, always, always the goal is restoration. If the goal is to get them out of the church, you get a problem at your elders' table. So don't rush. Some of it depends on what it is. If it's a moral failure, you're going to deal with that a little bit different than if you're dealing with a theological issue. If somebody's teaching the grade 2 to 5 class and saying Jesus isn't the Son of God, you're not going to be in that class by the next week. Like, that's getting dealt with, okay? But if it's something the person's wrestled through and are working through, and it's not in those kind of areas, then you have to give time and allow God to work. So.